It is storming here today. Roads are washing out. The rain is actually on a pause, but it was so strong this morning. And, you know, not only washing over roads, but washing under them, and they're just disappearing. You know, you have to go the circuitous route to get where you want to go. Find an open road. A quote by Katie Kakvinsky. Love always finds you, no matter how hard you try to avoid it. It knows your hiding places. It's smarter than you'll ever be. And love is patient. It waits. Sometimes it waits until you give up, just to prove you wrong. When I was shuffling this morning, pre-shuffling, it was a very resistant shuffle. I just, you know, ordinarily they go together, but this was like they kept catching and catching and catching. So let's see if they catch again. And it might have been that I wasn't somehow empty enough to, you know, they're doing it again. I just don't know what to make of that. Is this the wrong deck? It's the wrong deck. Okay. I mean, that must look so goofy, but, you know. Right deck? Okay, let's see how this shuffles. This is a Barbara Moore deck. I've had this a long time. Okay, yes, absolutely easy peasy. This is the finding the road, you know. Like, how many times do you try? I tried to shuffle those cards probably about, I don't know, 15 times this morning where they weren't shuffling. So it waits until you give up just to prove you wrong. High Priestess. Oh, and another one. High Priestess and Tower. Wow. I think that's the intuitive self breaking through. Kind of breaking you out of some sort of situation or breaking somebody out. It's an intuitive hit that is so hard. It's funny because I was just watching a reading, Santarot, highly recommend. She was saying exactly the same thing. The intuition just being spot on, and it has something to do with, well, let's see. What does it have to do with? Tell us about Tower, please. High Priestess is a Cancer, Pisces, Libra, all the divine feminines. Tower, I see a Scorpio. That dramatic change that's, you know, will entail a whole rebuilding because that wasn't a sound structure. And in fact, the universe just blew you right out the window. Blew you right out the window. 5 of Pentacles. Out into the cold somehow. You're with somebody else who's more hurt than you are. You know, she's helping this other character who has one leg. Okay, I got to read the other one because it's so... Something about the one leg. And this is... Who is this? John Rodell. The places in our hearts where the world took bites out of us may never fully heal, and will likely become wide open spaces. Be careful not to fill them with just anything or anyone, Your wounds aren't supposed to become addicts for you to hoard unnecessary junk. Unnecessary junk in our hearts. These holes are holy sites, and we should treat them as such. So when visiting your old wounds, make sure to take your shoes off and turn your cell phone off. Sit by candlelight and watch how the shadows tell the story how brave you are to survive. Somebody survived a tower and fundamentally intact. That high priestess is just sitting there peacefully between the two apparent opposites, reconciling them. There's so much moon imagery on the high priestess card. I tend to see her as a Cancer energy. And I don't even know enough about this astrology to know exactly the distinction between Cancer and Pisces. Both are water signs. And I got the image of, like, if you're straddling a stream, you know, you have one foot on one bank and one foot on the other. And then something happens and the choice is made for you. You know, which side of this bank. And whatever side you choose may lead you temporarily, temporarily, this is a card of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is a long time. But I think it somehow breaks a stalemate where you've been straddling like 2 worlds. Tell us about, give us more. 3 more. High Priestess, Tower, 5 of Pentacles. And I'm getting the image, there was in the news recently, that Boeing plane where the door blew off. And they were able to land the plane safely, but it was, the door blew off. And there was a teenager near the door, and it ripped his shirt off. And it's sort of like that. A necessary decision or move or stop straddling these 2 things. And that there'll be a ripping off of the shirt somehow. It'll be hard at first, maybe. Page of Swords. This can be the lesson, stepping back to learn something about it. And you can see this guy is right on the edge and doesn't even seem to know it. You know, he's planting 1 foot just on the edge of the edge. Maybe some kind of new understanding, new truth that actually, like, takes the ground out from under somebody's feet. But there's a lesson in that. Oh boy, 5 of Cups. 2 5s. Both of these indicate the need for change. And it might be that you're in this place of grief for what's been lost. For having to, if you're straddling, you know, pick a direction. And this is a regret, or, you know, like, look what I'll have to leave behind. And in fact, the implication of this card is what you have to leave behind is your grief, is your sadness. To, you know, be able to access this connection, this 2 of Cups that's still there. But it's a period of loss and mourning. Loss. And the Tower, can be, you know, perceived as, or can actually come in the wearing the disguise of loss, but it's actually an opportunity for great change. And something about your intuition, this High Priestess Major Arcana card of being able to tap into the mystery, does come through in 3D, but as a Page of Swords. It's like an inkling. Five of Cups, Ace of Wands, under Five of Pentacles, and next to Five of Cups. These cards indicating a need for change. And here it is, the new beginning. In fire energy. You know, out in the cold, oh, warming up. An opportunity for new life. Whatever's been lost. I think the universe, after Tower, always replaces it with something bigger, something better. It's almost like Wheel of Fortune. You know, it's Tower's not there as a punishment. It's there as a liberation. A liberation from sadness, a liberation from lack, perhaps even a lack mentality. There's a new way of thinking about it. Kind of the truth will set you free. But this necessitates a movement forward. There's no going back. It's some kind of understanding that, because if you go backwards, you go off the cliff. You know, off the cliff. So there's this opportunity for new life, a new beginning. And I just noticed this. In the very background, here is the castle. And here again is the castle. It's sort of like you can't go home again. You can't. You can't go home. You can't live here anymore. At least as an energy in your psyche. We're done with that. Five of Pentacles. You know, even if we have to kind of walk a new path, you know, on one leg, there was something about taking the bite when life takes a, what was it? The places in our hearts where the world took a bite out of us. Something will be replenished, regrown, new growth. The opportunity for new growth. We're going to start with Page of Swords, please. Somebody may be coming. I have the door locked. Page of Swords. Somebody's thinking on something and trying to figure out, how do I start this conversation? Fool. How do I start? This is the Leap of Faith card. The first card in the Major Arcana, the Fool's Journey. Again, the image of stepping off the cliff. It's, you know, in traditional Rider-Waite, that's what you see is the guy stepping off the cliff with the dog sort of nipping at his heels. It's traveling light. It's going forward in faith, not backwards. And it may be sort of like between a rock and a hard place. If you go backwards, you go off the cliff. And if you begin, you go off the cliff. But this is taking control of it. This is like willingly stepping into, willingly stepping into, again, the new path. picking up that Ace of Wands, the opportunity, and saying, yeah, I will find my way, feel my way by means of my intuition. On Five of Cups, we have King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know, being able to see something from a higher perspective. Getting clarity about something. And I think it's like, I am on a journey here. I have to go forward. I can't go back. Forward, forward. Wands are directional. You know, I'm at the beginning of the journey. The beginning of the journey. You know, this is the new path. And it's like, it's a little bit tentative. It's a Page of Wands. It's a new path. It's uncharted territory because you can't go back. And I'd like to see more about what that means. You can't go back. On High Priestess, Five of Swords, all these fives. You can't go back. Something about this earlier situation was just a no-win. You know, one guy apparently is the winner, and he has this sword behind it. It's something like a situation you can't trust. Couldn't trust. You know, and your intuition was sort of doubling down on that. And it needed to change. The universe stepped in on your behalf and said, right, boom. Booma. On Tower, Three of Pentacles. Well, this could either be how we rebuild after the Tower. It's a card of community and mutual input. We'll all kick in our time and our energy to rebuild this thing, cooperatively. But it also could be, given this Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, all these need for change cards, that the Tower blew up the old situation, the Pentacles, something that was apparently stable, as Pentacles are, as this stable structure, but it got taken down to the foundation. I think that's what it is, because these things needed to change. This is something that may have worked in the past, but stopped working. And there was a lag effect where you were straddling the two sides of the stream or whatever. Had to make a decision. And it may have been to abandon the situation. Let's find out. Five of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Four of Wands. You know, pretty much opposite energies. Out in the cold, into the warm place. Wands energy. Where you're directed, both of you. Somehow now there are two. And it's reminiscent of this High Priestess sitting between these two pillars, between these two supports here. It can be a card of twin flame, 1111. Is it the 11th today? But wands are intuitive energy. And this reading seems to me to double down in a number of ways on the psyche and how it expresses in 3D in sync now. Because we have Fool in fire energy. This is a card of Aries. The beginning. The new path in Wands energy and fire energy. And Ace of Wands. You know, I think that once this Tower happens, and it may be destabilizing what's familiar to you, the old way of doing it, the old group you did it with, something like that. is based on intuition. Because this is no win. And as these guys are, you know, the vanquished are like leaving the field, it can be a card of manipulation. This person was withholding some sort of truth. So the situation was untrustworthy. You weren't getting the information from the situation. It was like an impasse. It needed to change. And you changed it based on this high intuition of which side do I belong on? I mean, that's wonderful card on Five of Pentacles, the card of loss and lack, the card of celebration, the card of abundance. See how they have, you know, on the blanket that's laid out for them, this wealth of it's kind of like we've finally gotten everything we need to come to this place. And there's something about the fact that they're still on the other side of the bower. It's like it's not completed yet. It's on its way in. Ace of Wands, Page of Wands. Somebody's on their way in, on a new path. You know, taking a leap of faith to move in that direction. Out of the cold, Five of Pentacles, and into the warmth of a passionate connection to which you are into. You got to trust your intuition. You can't trust your sword energy brain. You'll only get an inkling by thinking about it. But it's almost like through, you know, taking the leap of faith, despite the grief, Five of Cups, is enlightened. King of Swords. One more on King of Swords, Justice. You may be dealing with a Libra. You may be a Libra. This relationship, Four of Wands. Two on this side, two on this side. Equal, 11-11. The scales, equal. The King of Swords has clarity about this relationship, and it brings something into balance. Because all these five cards were like teetering. We need change. We need change. We're teetering on the edge of something. Teetering on the edge. But somehow, I think it's on the basis of this inkling, this Page of Swords. Move forward. Move forward. From Page of Swords to King of Swords, like this, it gets brighter and brighter the more you move forward. You know, you discover the path by walking the path. And you're more and more inspired as you intuitively move forward on this path. Things get clearer and clearer. And basically leaving this sadness, this loss, this lack, this fight that was getting nobody anywhere. And one person may be just walking by themselves. But it does have to do with this relationship that you were grieving over. Grieving over. Four of Pentacles, and it had somebody stuck. Perhaps for a long time, 4 years. You know, and you kept trying to work it out. You kept trying to work it out. And then Tara came in and said, don't try so hard, or don't try it that way. Eight of Pentacles, a card of hard work. in Pentacles energy, Pentacles are about work, time, effort, what's real, what's tangible, what you can manifest in 3D. Six of Swords. You know, it's going to be a different way of thinking about it. Six of Swords in that cerebral energy of Five of Swords, Page of Swords, King of Swords. I think, and Justice, on the basis of this clarity of King of Swords about the relationship, moving into calmer waters. You know, wherever we've been, I mean, the boat is almost weighed down by too many too much of the old way of thinking or the old argument. We're now moving on. And it's sword energy, but look at how predominant the moon is. That intuitive guide. And it may be moving on from overthinking. To getting to a calmer place where this inkling, Page of Swords, can like blossom into King of Swords energy, Justice energy. And I think this, you know, now that I look at these three together, somebody's stuck and stubborn and hanging on to the old thing. The old way of working, trying to do it the same way, again and again, stubborn. You know, don't want to try it in a new way. But in fact, somebody does try it in a new way. They work on all these possible ways. They're busy crafting new potential 3D experiences, ways that this could play out. And it may involve either a complete change in attitude, possibly even a move, because this is grounded earth energy. I'm here, I'm not moving. And then a certain amount of work is done, perhaps on that whole idea of stubbornness and immobility, and suddenly there's forward movement. And it may come as an idea first, like I'm stuck, I'll work on my own frame of mind so that I can see the way forward. The way forward. One more, please, about the way forward. Show us the way, Spirit, Moon. Yep. Oh, I like that. Oops, two. Oh, lovely. 10 of Pentacles. This is like the best place you could be. You know, this is going home. And it's not a literal home. Wherever it is, it's the right time to make this decision, straddling the two, you know, picking the terra firma. And look, there's 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land. The cups are being blended. You know, it's balance. It's the blend. And whatever it is, you know, it's endorsed by a divine energy that says, this place in this time, this place in this time. One more. The fourth 5, you know, you're going to have to, or somebody is, they're going to be false starts. You know, it's something that'll take practice to work your way through something. In Wands energy, to get on the new path. There may be false starts. Remember when I was shuffling and it wouldn't go, and I was stubborn about it. I was like, you know, I'll make this work. Four of Pentacles, work. This whole reading may be to do with a job, or at least in part with a job, or what you've conceived to be your job. You know, there is a need for change, and this is underway. What will shake out of all these 5 cards? Finding our way, the path that will lead to the sort of capital H home. We have on the board, for some reason I love this reading. High Priestess, Pisces, Cancer, Libra, Divine Feminine Energy. Tower, Scorpio. Fool, Aries. Justice, Libra, that balance. Sagittarius. You know, picking which bank, which side of the river. Milk and honey on the other side, something like that, because that's sort of what this is. Milk and honey on the other side. This is divinely guided. There's some rough stuff here. All these cards of change. The need for it. And the need to work through that. Because Tower is change, and it's abrupt, and it's, in this case, wiping out the familiar way of doing it. The familiar people you do it with. Moving into, because something about that old situation really kind of ran dry. It's like it was squeezed dry. So you move forward on your stumpy legs in the direction of union. Thank you, ladies and gents. Yeah, I think that's it. Please like, share, subscribe. All that's free. Share it with anybody you think might find it useful. If some situation about a friend, you know, you can see your situation or maybe a friend's situation, shoot them a link to it. It's always kind of nice to get that information that they may be looking for. You know, it's like pass it along. What's that called? Pay it forward. Pay it forward. I'll see you guys next time. And I'm still working, you know, behind the scenes to get things set up for the few members who are there, growing every day. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you all. Thanks. See you next time.